Just when we do our Icebreaker, you can see all those folks. But everybody should have an agenda, and the agenda is sort of broken into two pieces. We're going to have a number of updates this morning, and then this afternoon we're going to try doing roundtables. It'll be a little complicated because one of the roundtables always has to be up here so the folks at home or online can see. And so we'll work that logistic out as we're going, and the first session will probably be kind of interesting, and then after that we'll have it down. But anyway, we would like to welcome you here. I know most of you know me for being from Texas, but I actually went to school at Indiana University, go Hoosiers, and so it's always fun to come back to Indiana. And so with that said, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Teresa Kennedy.
Thank you, Mike and Lynn. I'd like to welcome everybody here today. We're really happy that you were able to make the trip. Also want to welcome everyone who is joining in online, and to remind everybody here in the room that we do have viewers that will be tuning in and out during the day, so please speak up really loudly so that they can hear everything that you're saying. Also want to draw attention to your packet that's on the table. If you didn't pick one up, they're at the opening by the front door, so make sure that you do have a file folder that has the agenda that Mike just drew attention to. Also, the top item in that is a photo release form. Very important, so if you'll all just pull that out really quickly and sign your name on it, or not sign your name. Say, I don't want to have my picture. We really need to have that, and Dawn will be walking around the room and gathering those up. So again, my name is Teresa Kennedy. I want to welcome you here. I am the Director of the International Division for the Globe Program Office. I'm also honored to serve as the Globe Program Office Country Coordinator for the U.S. So I serve dual hats, and I'm really pleased to have you here. Just as a really fast opening, we wanted to just acknowledge a few of the high-level activities that have happened this year, things that have occurred, and to make sure that everybody knows how we're functioning at the moment. And so I just wanted to draw attention to Andy Tasker. Most of you know that last May Andy came on board as our Globe Director, and his passing that occurred very suddenly in January saddened all of us. I wanted to make sure, and on behalf of everyone at the Globe Program Office, acknowledge all of the work that he did over that period. And you can see down in that bottom graphic Andy's geese that he so proudly showed at the Globe Program annual conference that took place in Washington, D.C. last summer. Those geese that he thought were so symbolic of the Globe Program. Here we are in our 17th year working together, and as the geese fly in formation, all going in the same direction, that's what Andy was really helping us to pull together in a very important moment of working together for 16 years. And also, I wanted to point out one of the meaningful pieces of this picture that Andy pointed out last year in Washington, D.C., which is how that goose that's in the front is constantly flying back and joining the formation and moves back up. And so this is really a program that is of shared governance. It's a very international program, and when I view those geese, I see individuals from all over the world constantly sharing, working together to lead the path forward. And so I just wanted to acknowledge Andy, formally say how much we miss him and how much he led our program, not just in those 9 months that he was at the Globe Program Office, but always, ever since he was a partner at the very beginning of this program. Down in that bottom area, you see 5 items that Andy was working very hard with us on, and that was our vision and mission, to review what those items were, make sure that we had a GIAC charter review, help us to form a strategic plan that we are in the very final stages of. He was very much involved in the website refresh, of which you're going to hear a lot about today as well as making sure that we had capacity building continuously occurring around the world with the Master Trainer Program. So I just wanted to thank he's done for the program on behalf of all of us at the Globe Program Office. Which leads us to where we're at today. Wanted to make sure that you do know we have fabulous leadership with the Globe Program. Many of you do know Jack Fellows. Jack was actually working in Washington, D.C. in the White House when Globe was first thought about, and he's been actively involved in Globe since before it happened. And Jack Fellows at UCAR is serving as our director. Also wanted to point out that Jack in 2004 was very much involved with the writing of the proposal that presented what GLOBE is and what GLOBE had accomplished at that moment, which helped us to win the Goldman Sachs Prize for International Science Education. And so wanted to acknowledge Jack's assistance with that as well. And to also state that, surprisingly enough, he's had to step back in as an interim director 3 times now in the last 9 years. And that's not so abnormal with a program of this duration. But since it's been at UCAR in 2003, we have had 3 directors, and I wanted to acknowledge who those directors were and to acknowledge that Jack has been actively working with them and stepping back in and out as we have transitions. So our first director was Craig Blurton. Many of you met him. He served in that position for about a year. We had Dr. Ed Geary, who was our director for quite a long period of time, a 6-year period, followed by Andy. And again, Jack is integral in working right now during this transition period, as is a person that many of you know, Dr. Dixon Butler, who was a former chief scientist and former director of the program, is working with us very closely at the GLOBE Program Office. And so as a team, Jack and Dixon are working right now and working towards a search for a new director. And so I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that we do have direction and a fabulous director right now, but we are looking for the future. So if you have any information about ideas about individuals that might be interested in applying for this position, please don't hesitate to email those directly to Jack Fellows. I put his email up on here, jfellows@ucar.edu. Also wanted to just draw attention to some of the advisory committees that we have at the GLOBE Program Office, because again, as I said, this program is so truly international. We're in 111 countries. We are led internationally in the vision, mission, and direction that we go. Our GLOBE International Advisory Committee is such an important committee. We have an elected representative from each one of our regions, and Lynn's going to talk to you a little bit about that later on today, so I'll leave that for Lynn to come back and touch on. Wanted to make sure that you realize that we have regional governance boards or regional committees in each one of the international regions in Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, Eurasia, Latin America, Caribbean, and the Near East North Africa region, where they've elected their own governance boards, and they function as well. We also have a very important advisory committee here in the U.S., and this is the U.S. Partner Regional Ambassador Committee, which we lovingly call the U.S. PRAC. And they were formed last year. We had our inaugural meeting in Boulder, Colorado, and you can see the membership of that committee. And in your file folder, for all of you, I placed a document that explains a little more information about the U.S. PRAC. Basically, what they are tasked to do is to discuss with myself, with Donna, and anyone else at the GLOBE Program Office, with our management team, about activities and implementation strategies here in the U.S. and give us direction on that. So we had our second meeting of the U.S. PRAC just yesterday here at NSTA before our meeting today. And I wanted to acknowledge that one of the subcommittees of the U.S. PRAC, MikeOdell served as the chair for, actually did the planning for this meeting. And so I wanted to publicly thank the planning committee for that, as well as the other 2 subcommittees that you can read about in your packet, who will also be presenting to you here today. I wanted to thank them for their leadership and their assistance for us. I also wanted to acknowledge that we have several other advisory committees at the GPO. We have a science committee and an education committee that Dr. Donna Charlevoix will be talking about later, as well as technology committees as well. So with that, I want to turn it back over to the U.S. PRAC Planning Committee, and they've got some activities for you, so thank you.
So if you're online, what we were hoping you'd do is you would communicate with other folks, but apparently we just have one person online right now, so I guess you'll get to talk to yourself, because we don't really have a way to do the icebreaker with you. And so if you want to take a short break as the people online for a few minutes, since there's no one, I guess you can communicate with Randall. He looks lonely back there. And so Alyssa is going to, and Peter are going to lead us through a quick little icebreaker activity.
Okay, good morning. Our subcommittee, who's on our subcommittee? And actually, the person who designed this, Jody Haney, is not with us. She's not feeling well, but she sent us very specific instructions. So we hope we do Jody very well with this icebreaker. It's an opportunity for us to get to know each other. And actually, I like the way it's designed, and you'll see two, and then you can let Jody know that you enjoyed this icebreaker. She's not feeling well, so that would be a nice bit of news for her. Okay, so this icebreaker is called Four Corners, and the first thing we'd like for you to do is to take your index card and place your name, first, last, and your state in the middle, right across the middle of the index card. Does everybody have a card? Oh, there's one back there. Okay. All right, next, using this as our guide, in the upper right-hand corner, write your first year, the actual year you became involved in Globe. And then in the next corner, across from that, write down your most challenging Globe protocol. In another corner, write down your favorite Globe protocol. And in the other corner, write your favorite Globe study site. Okay, so the first year involved in Globe in one corner, the most challenging Globe protocol, your most challenging Globe protocol, your favorite Globe protocol, and your favorite Globe study site. Jen is still thinking. Are you going eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Right, to understand. So up on the wall, we have these four corners relating to what we just filled out on the index card. And we have about 24, 25. So we're going to have groups of six-ish at each of these. So we have your favorite Globe protocol. I can't read. Oh, study site. Over here is your first year in Globe. And so that must be your most challenging Globe protocol back there on the door. Okay, so you're almost six-ish at tables, so I want you to clump, but first, eventually you'll clump, but first, oh, no, that's not right, right? First, we just want you to get up, and this is like a cocktail party, right, Michael? And so just walk around, and you're not to speak, and people are going to have an opportunity to look at your card, okay? So you're supposed to mingle. You have 5 minutes. Okay. Well, I hear a lot of talking. Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Lots of talking. Our cocktail party's loud, but I violated that rule too. Okay, so can you divide yourselves pretty well? 60 should each of these corners now, please, at each of these areas. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you go to. Just stand by one. It doesn't have to be your favorite or your least favorite. Just go. Move to one of the four corners. Relatively speaking, yes. Move to one of the four corners. All right, well, you did a good job. Okay, so can I have your attention? Now, within each of these four corners, you can get to know all of these people here very well. And so the first step is you need to find a partner in your little group that's trained in one of the same globe protocols that you trained. Okay, so this is a new task with your card. So find that person that has trained the same globe protocols that you have trained. And with that person, share your name, your first year in globe. That's all on your card. And then with that person, we want you to share what is the strangest food you've ever eaten. Okay, now we're going to have our next task. Sorry, that one was really fun. We had wildebeest and kangaroo and crocodile. What was the strangest one in your group, Tony? What was the strangest food in your group? What? Oh. Oh, right, right. With the feathers and everything. Okay. I'm not even repeating that. Congealed chicken blood. Thailand. Okay. All right. How about your group, Teresa? Oh, wow, we started right off with that. Okay. They flail. All right, Peter, how about your group? What was your... Marcy, what is it? Oh, ant sacks? Oh, ant eggs. Oh, what did they taste like? That's pretty good. Muscat, reindeer, and seal sausage. Wow. What? A sea slug. Okay. All right. All right, okay, we can go to our next task. Now, in the same group, find a new partner with whom you've never trained. And again, share your name and your favorite globe protocol, and then discuss what is your favorite globe instrument and why. Okay, everyone. I've been told that I'm moving like a glacier. So we have 2 more and we need to speed it up. So quickly change your corners and get to a different group. And we'll do 2 more very quickly. John and Lynn, you have to separate. I'm sorry, I'm separating you. You 2 troublemakers. Okay. In this group, find a new partner who shares your favorite GLOBE protocol, and then share your name and your most challenging GLOBE protocol, but share also, if you could have a t-shirt printed with a GLOBE message, what would it be? A t-shirt printed with a GLOBE message, what would it be? Okay, here's our last task. In the same group, find a new partner who is from a state you visited as a child. Share your favorite GLOBE study site with that person, and then give an idea of where you want GLOBE to be in 10 years. Okay, we need to wrap it up, so if you can move back to your table, but keep all of these wonderful thoughts going, and you can keep asking people as you meet new people or you greet old friends. Really be thinking about where GLOBE will be in 10 years, and we thank you, and we hope this was a great icebreaker. And so does everybody want to give Jody Haney a big hand of applause? Yay, Jody, you did great. Thank you.